Good morning, student. Welcome back. This is the third day or third part of electricity magnetism. Those who are new to our channel, please go through the description box. Previous videos links are given over there. Okay, so previously what we had discussed regarding EMF, potential, charge, Coulomb's law. Today we will start from the concept of current. As we already started, we can define current as I. Suppose I am having a conductor. This is a conductor. As I said, all the electricity means whatever we are discussing in electricity, all are the flow of electron. This is a conductor means Q charge are flowing through the conductor. This flow of charge means current, and number of charge flow per unit time is called the current. So how would I define current? Current will be defined as the number of charge flow per unit time, means simply Q by T. And what is its SI unit? Remember, SI unit of current is ampere or simply ampere. AMP you can write also. So the number of charge flows through a conductor per unit time is called current. Number of charge flows through a conductor per unit time is called current. Okay. Now from this current concept of current and that potential difference, we know that potential within an electric field, if I am getting the difference between 2 points, suppose one is at potential V1, another is at potential V2. So difference between that is V1 minus V2 or V2 minus V1, that is called the potential difference. Now coming to that circuitry part, suppose this is one circuit. This is simple conducting wire. This is a simple conducting wire. This is connected to a battery. As I stated earlier, this is the positive terminal of the battery. This is the negative terminal of the battery. Whenever I will switch on the circuit, current start flow through it. I think no confusion. Whenever I switch on the circuit, current flow through the circuit. Very good. Current flow through the circuit means charge are flown through the circuit. Means electrons are flown through the circuit. Now suppose electrons once flown through the circuit in the conducting wire, there are different other particles also. They will first give a opposing force. Means when a full class is there, one student is roaming around the class, what will happen? He or she will collide with the bench first, then with the students, because students are sitting over there and one person is running through the floor or running around the from one corner to another corner. So if you consider that student as a charge or an electron, he or she want to move from one side of the conductor, just like from one side of the class to another side of the class. So each and every time he or she will feel some opposing force. That opposing force is nothing but resistance. Means you are resisting a motion. That's why it is called resistance. So when a current flows through the conductor, whatever may be the conductor, how much it may be good conductor it may be, it will always give a opposite reaction force, or simply we can denote it by R. It can always gives us a opposite reaction force. Simply we can denote it by R. Okay. So from that factor, scientist Ohm, when done the experiments, he got an idea that when current flown through a circuit, it's directly depends on the potential difference V2 minus V1 or simply V. Means suppose this is a conductor, one side is at V2 potential, another side at V1 potential. This is the higher potential zone, this is the lower potential zone. As we know, always the current flow from higher potential zone to lower potential zone. So from V2 to V1 current will flow. So through this conductor current is flowing. Now this is a solid conductor. Solid conductor means it may be a copper wire, it may be a silver wire or something else. Means it have material, it have atom, it have molecules. So that all will give the opposing force to the free electron which flows through the circuit, and that opposing force is called R. Ohm's law gives the idea if temperature is constant, remember those facts. If surrounding temperature, suppose I am doing my experiment at room temperature 25 degrees Celsius. So if during the experiment this is remains at 25 degrees Celsius, if temperature is constant at 25 degrees Celsius and other physical quantity is constant, what are the other physical quantities? Suppose during the experiment I am not changing the length of the conductor. During the experiment I am not changing the cross sectional area of the conductor. Okay, so if length, cross sectional area and material of the conductor is all are same, then that current flown through the circuit is proportional to the potential difference. Current flown through the circuit proportional to the potential difference. This idea gives by Ohm, so this is called Ohm's law. This idea gives by whom? Ohm. So this is called Ohm's law. Clear? Now since like the previous concept, this is a potential proportionality sign. We need to eliminate this proportionality sign. How could I eliminate? Whenever I want to eliminate this proportionality sign, I need an equal sign. So V proportional to I. So I can write it V equal to Ri. This R is terms at resistance, means the force, opposing force given by the conductor to the flow of current. This is called resistance. The opposing force given by the conductor to the flow of current. Clear? So I am making it again clear. According to Ohm's law, it is seen that if temperature and other physical quantities are constant, then obviously the flow of current is directly proportional to the end point potential. Means suppose this is at 12 volt, this is at 6 volt, and another conductor I am having, this is at 10 volt, this is at suppose 9 volt. Clear? So the amount of current flown here and amount of current flow here, suppose this is I1, this is I2, amount of current flown here and amount of current flown here, both will not be same. Why not? Because here the potential difference is nearly about 6 volt and here the potential amount is 1 volt, means more the difference in potential, more the amount of current flow. Just like you can correlate with the temperature concept, more the temperature difference between two terminal of a conductor, more is the heat flow. Clear? We had already done. And whenever I am taking a conductor, the resistance means R will be equal to, means R will be equal to V by I. Now one question you can ask me, ma'am, you said already I proportional to V. Why suddenly you are writing V proportional to I? Because that is only one reason, because by experiment it is seen that I depends on V. V doesn't depends on I. So V proportional to I, not I proportional to V. Thank you, and we will continue it to the next video.